I have been playing Axie Homeland for an entire week and I am obsessed. There is so much going on in this game that I am learning something new every single day that I play. And this is just the beta. So first we're gonna go over my progress from day 1 to day 7. We're gonna talk about all the tips and tricks that I've learned to help you build up your own plot. And we're gonna have some fun with the Lunasian adventures as well. I've got some mythics lined up, ready to battle that I am very excited for. So let's get right into it. Isn't she gorgeous? Now, aside from being aesthetically pleasing, I also think that this is one of the most efficient and well laid out plots that I have seen so far. But before I get into why, let's rewind time a little bit because I have some adventurers ready to go into battle, and I performed a couple experiments that I found really interesting, and I think you might as well. All right, so check this out. I have got a myriad of fighters ready to go, all of which are legendary or mythic. You'll notice here I actually have 2 legendary warriors, both at level 13. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna send one of them out completely naked, and then we're gonna completely power up the other one with as many legendary items as I can and see what the difference is, how far each of them goes in the arena. My suspicion is that items make a huge difference, but I'm not gonna know for sure until we test this out, right? Now, looking through our past battles, I have noticed that it's actually the level up here that is very important. It's actually more important, I think, than the rarity of the adventurer. So you can see here at floor 21, my level 7 legendary couldn't go any further, but my level 13 epic actually went to the same distance. So he's half the rarity, but he's almost double the level. So levels are actually extremely important to keep track of as well. But if we go back to these, then you'll see not only do I have rarity, but I have huge level counts on these guys too. So these guys are gonna do a lot of work. Last thing I do wanna look at before we start sending them out is the leaderboard count. So right now I'm sitting at 158,72407. And after I send them all out, I want to go back to this account and see how far up I've jumped. So let's send our first adventurer out naked. Actually, you know what? Instead of sending him naked, so I'm going to give him the worst items that I possibly can, right? That'll still give us a pretty good idea of how much more powerful these epic items are compared to these like, you know, this just costs like 30 wood. It's not really that valuable. Legendary fighter number 1, horrible equipment, going out into the field. Let's see how he does. Boom, boom, let's go. Only made it to floor 23. Now, let's see what a legendary warrior does level 13 when he is maxed out. This will increase his defense by 26. Let's give him this. As for the weapon, we're going to give him a legendary hammer here. And for the armor, I'm going to give him a legendary shield here as well. Boom, boom, boom. This should be doing really well. Same level as before. Let's see how much further he goes. Confirm, and let's hop into the battle. So floor 27 as opposed to floor 23. That's a 4-floor difference in some of the most difficult floors possible. So you can definitely see that the legendary items make a huge difference. Now I do have a lot more adventurers here. We're gonna have to send them all out. For our coup de grace, our most exciting matchup of the night, here we're gonna go with the Mythical Warrior level 12. And we're gonna level him up with some, let's see, what does he got? He's got great health, right? Energy, defense. We're gonna go ahead and give him some more defense with the rice here, right? Oh, no. I ran out of the defense. Maybe health is just the way to go. Increasing health seems like a pretty good option. We're gonna go with the most powerful items we have in store today, folks. We have the mythical weapon and we have the epic bronze shield going into the equipped. I'm getting almost 100. I'm getting over 100 gold right here from selling these items, but we're gonna go ahead and do it. We're gonna do it for the content. We're gonna do it for the leaderboard. Let's see how far we go with this level 12 mythic warrior. Probably the most exciting one of the night, floor 28 with a level 12 mythic warrior. Now let's go ahead and zoom through the rest and see how much our leaderboard placement has changed. Let's go ahead and do it real fast. Let's zoom through. Hey, while we zoom through this part of the video, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It would really help me out. Thanks. So it looks like our level 12 mythic warrior was our MVP of the night, bringing us all the way to floor 28. So you can see warriors, when equipped with things like shields and axes, tend to do really well. But when you go ahead and get a mythic mage and attach him with hammers and shields, he doesn't tend to do quite as well, only making it to floor 22 as opposed to floor 28. That's crazy. But for the final reveal, let's see how our leaderboard placement has changed. And we went from like 300 to 199. I almost doubled my gem score here. I think I was at 1.5 before, and now I'm at 2.4, almost 2.5. I think I almost got an entire million gems from just those 5 or 6 adventurers. That is crazy. But for the rest of the video, I will now upgrade my altar to level 4 and create the rest of my buildings, restructure my whole plot, and we'll come back to see the reveal, and I'll explain why I've changed my entire layout. All right, so let's talk about this layout. First off, we have the housing district in the front. Not too much really happens here, right? Unless we're doing transfers, we're buying stuff from the marketplace, or my Axies are just resting. But then we move on a little bit forward and we have the jewelry district. We move on a little bit further and we have our smithing district. All of the metalworks are done here, and a little bit further on, back at the very end, is the agriculture and farming district. And you can see the road actually stretches all the way from the entrance of the plot to the very end of the altar and branches off into each district. Optimized plot layout is all about reducing the amount of time an Axie has to spend walking from one building to the other in order to perform their task. And that is exactly why I have my plot divided up into these districts. When they are done farming, they need to walk to the food storage very close by. When they are creating grain, they need to go from the food storage to the grain house very close by. And anything that is a little bit further away has a road directly bringing you to that building. And roads are very important because if you're not aware, roads actually give your Axies a small speed buff when they're on the road. And if it's optimized, they will always use the road. Now, normally, if you wanted to build this many roads, you'd hit your max building limit pretty quickly. But this is where my first big tip comes in. All right, so little secret, when you place a single road down, all it does is take up that one square. But if you have two pieces of road that are connected, it'll actually fill in both the squares surrounding what you placed. So if you follow this pattern of only placing down a few roads, then leaving a gap, you can actually stretch your road limit so much further. Now, if we take a step back from our own plot, there are a couple resources that we need to collect outside of our plot, such as trees. We have the precious metals, of course, and the gemstone mines as well. All of those things your Axies will travel out to grab and then come back to your plot to store. And you can see right here, I have my woody warehouses at the very first thing they see when they enter their plot, so they don't have to walk very far at all when they are depositing wood. Now, in terms of the precious metals, I have my miner's masses. These are our metal ore storages, and they are both along the first things they see along the middle road here entering the plot. And of course, for gems, we have the guarded gems storage here, which is just beyond the miner's mass on that same road. So anytime my Axies are collecting something, their travel back to the storage is very swift. Now, the last tip I do have is for the Lunassian adventurers. Now, you can actually hold up to 23 adventurers in the queue at your altar level 4. So what I recommend doing is sending off your weaker adventurers and saving your legendaries and mystics for when you have the best equipment to give them. Equipment is so important for optimizing the potential of your adventurers, and you definitely want to save the most powerful adventurers for the most powerful equipment. And for those of you who are curious, Axie Homeland is still in beta. And what that means is that currently it is only available to play for land owners. However, once the full game is released, there are plans to open up access to the rest of the ecosystem. But if you just cannot wait and want to get your hands on some land now, then you can pick some up from another player on the Axie marketplace. And I have a video right on my channel's home screen that'll teach you all about how to get started. Enjoy building up your plot, and I will see you in the next video.